on Alabama Tonight.
Will he play in the BCS championship game? The SEC makes a decision on the helmet-to-helmet hit involving Quentin Dial. Details on the decision. Plus, a local Olympian gets another honor. We'll tell you what's next for Vonette Flowers. And our guest, we talk with Brady Ackerman from CSS Sports about the coaching changes throughout the SEC, and Samford's women's basketball coach, Coach Morris, joins us to talk about the Bulldogs. That and more right now on Alabama Tonight.
From Alabama's 13, this is Alabama Tonight.
Hello and welcome to Alabama Tonight. I'm Kyle Berger. Don Hollis has the night off. Thanks for joining us. It looks like Alabama defensive end Quentin Dial will play in the BCS championship game. It's our BamaChannel.com update. The SEC announced today they will not suspend Dial for the hit on Georgia quarterback Aaron Murray in the SEC championship game. The hit happened right before halftime. Dial hit Murray above the shoulder, helmet-to-helmet hit after Murray threw an interception. A flag was never thrown on the play. Steve Shaw, SEC coordinator for officials, said there should have been a flag on the play for a personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Dial is a senior with the Tide and has 21 tackles on the season. You know, we want to hear from you. Do you think the SEC made the right decision? Search Alabama Tonight on Facebook or Twitter and give us your thoughts. We may share your comments at the end of the show. Well, it looks like Damian Craig won't be jumping on the Gus bus at Auburn. Sources say he will remain at Florida State as quarterback coach. Craig played at Auburn from 1993 until 97. He also coached at LSU, the Miami Dolphins, Tuskegee, and South Alabama. This is how Auburn's coaching staff looks so far. Along with head coach Gus Malzahn, you have Ellis Johnson as defensive coordinator, Rhett Ashley as offensive coordinator. The latest hire, Charlie Harbison as co-defensive coordinator and defensive backs coach, and Ryan Russell as new strength and conditioning coach. Since the regular football season wrapped up, there's been a lot taking place and a lot of rumors. Auburn has a new coach. No one in the SEC wanted Bobby Petrino. And of course, there are rumors that Nick Saban will return to the NFL. We wanted to sort through all of it, so we spoke to Brady Ackerman from CSS to get his take. Joining me on the phone, Brady Ackerman from SEC Tonight. His show airs on CSS. Brady, thanks again for joining us. Now, I got to sit with you on press row during the SEC championship game. What was your initial reaction after watching Alabama play in person?
Well, first of all, don't give away any of my secrets there after sitting next to you. But, you know, the one thing about Alabama.
Now, the BCS National Championship game is still weeks away. Will Alabama's run game, as you mentioned, be able to have success against a Notre Dame defense that's given up only 2 rushing touchdowns all season?
Yeah, 1 to Oklahoma and 1 to Pittsburgh. You know,
And finally, Bobby Petrino lands with Western Kentucky. Do you think the SEC purposely stayed away from Petrino?
Yes, I do.
And while we're talking coaches, looks like Hugh Freeze will be sticking around Ole Miss a bit longer. His contract has been extended through 2016. Along with the extra year, he also received a $500,000 raise, making his base pay $2 million per season. Freeze led the Rebels to an appearance in the BBVA Compass Bowl in his first season. They'll take on Pittsburgh here in Birmingham on January 5th. Kickoff is set for noon at Legion Field. You can see that game on ESPN. The search is on for a new coach at Jacksonville State. Jack Crow was released from his contract earlier this month. 2 names have come as possible replacements: South Alabama defensive coordinator Bill Clark and West Alabama head coach Will Hall. Reports are out saying the 2 will be interviewed this weekend. In our AuburnChannel.com update, Auburn is preparing to host Furman tomorrow night at Auburn Arena. The Tigers are coming off a 92-42 win over Grambling State. Junior guard Chris Denson is now on the floor for Auburn after being ruled academically ineligible from the beginning of the season. He scored 13 points in 20 minutes of play against Grambling. The Tigers are hoping to stack up the wins before Christmas break. Auburn will play 2 more games before the holidays: Winthrop and Illinois. Tip-off against Furman is 7 p.m. at Auburn Arena tomorrow night. For more on Auburn, go to AuburnChannel.com. A big game this weekend for Alabama basketball. They will take on VCU in Richmond. Alabama head coach Anthony Grant left VCU 4 years ago to coach the Tide. Grant is hoping the Tide can snap a 2-game losing streak when they tip off against the Rams at 3 p.m.
Right now for our team making that adjustment.
Still ahead, we continue to talk hoops with our guest, Samford women's basketball coach, Coach Morris, and we get an update on the Bulldogs, the season, and more. You're watching Alabama Tonight. And welcome back to Alabama Tonight. Joining me now, Samford women's head basketball coach, Coach Mike Morris. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll start off. You guys are 5-3 with a very young team. 5 freshmen, 1 transfer. What do these newcomers mean to your group? Coach Morris, women's basketball, Samford. Thank you very much for joining us. And the Samford men's basketball team will return home tomorrow to take on Sam Houston. The Bulldogs are coming off a loss on the road to Bowling Green. They led the first half but fell short in the second. First-year head coach Benny Seltzer says he hopes things will turn around for the Bulldogs since they hope to be playing at home.
They're going to play extremely hard. What they're going to, what the fans are.
Tip-off against Sam Houston set for 7 p.m. at Samford on Saturday night. UAB is hoping to add another one to the win column on Sunday. The Blazers travel to New Jersey to take on Rutgers. That game, an 11 a.m. tip-off. New coach Jared Haas says the team is starting to figure out which role everyone will play in order to continue to win.
They have 2 really good guards that can score the basketball.
There are 5 new members to the UAB Hall of Fame, among them Olympic bobsled gold medalist Vonetta Flowers. Flowers was on the UAB track team from 1993 until 96. She won a gold medal in a 2-man bobsled event in 2002 Winter Olympics. Also being inducted, UAB President Dr. Charles Scotty McCallum, basketball player Steve Mitchell, New York Jets football player Brian Thomas, and former head baseball coach Harry the Hat Walker. The 5 will be inducted on February 5th. The top high school recruits from Alabama and Mississippi are going head-to-head. Up next, where you see the future stars on the SEC gridiron. You're watching Alabama Tonight. And welcome back to Alabama Tonight. The top high school football players will face off tomorrow in the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star football game. The Alabama team is being coached by Mountain Brook head coach Chris Yeager. That All-Star game takes place Saturday at 12 noon at the Crampton Bowl. So how will the weather for the game be? Let's check in with our game day forecast with Jerry Tracy. Jerry.
I tell you, Kyle, I think it's going to be okay.
And welcome back to Alabama Tonight. We'd like to have you involved in the show. Yesterday we told you about Hoover High School possibly being fined for its football team celebrating after winning the 6A championship. The fine will be for jumping the fence that separates the players from the crowd at Jordan-Hare Stadium. The Alabama High School Athletic Association told the teams before the game that they could not jump the fence. A spokesperson for Hoover High School said the players were just excited and wanted to celebrate with their classmates. That's got you guys talking. Ray Rodriguez posted, quote, "Hey, they fined Oak Mountain in soccer, so it is what it is." This is from Alicia Wilbanks. She says they told the fans they couldn't run out to the players on the field, which is a huge tradition at Hoover, so instead the players came to the fans. And Shelly and Josh Campbell write, "Best celebration I've seen, worth every cent." Be sure to join the conversation with us. Just search Alabama Tonight on Facebook and on Twitter. That's going to do it for us tonight. Be sure to join us next week. Our guests, Eli Gold and Chris Stewart from the Crimson Tide Network, plus UAB women's basketball coach, Coach Smith, joins us. And we're talking fishing with the Bassmasters. All that next week right here on Alabama Tonight, weeknights at 6:30. Have a good night.